Success shouldn't feel this exhausting. If you're winning on paper, but burning out behind the scenes, you aren't failing. You're stuck in a psychological bottleneck called a hurdle of stop. I've been there. On the outside, things look great, but I was secretly burning out, convinced I was just lucky, and waiting to be exposed as a fraud. I realized I didn't have a business problem. I had a mindset block. Whether it's imposter syndrome, perfectionism, or fear or failure, these aren't just feelings. They are growth bottlenecks. Identify your specific hurdle and get one immediate action step to regain your momentum today. Go to tuepodcast.net/quiz. That's tuepodcast.net/quiz to take the 3-minute assessment and get your report now. Salutations, Skoobeliever. Do you have a dream of becoming an entrepreneur, but don't know where to start or even what to do? Where can I gather information quickly about what's in my zone of genius? Don't worry, Skoobelievers. I got you covered. Go to tuepodcast.net/AI prompt and check out an amazing set of AI prompts that will give you ideas, information, and articles to help you get across that start line. Once again, go to tuepodcast.net/AI prompt to get you started now. Good luck, Skoobeliever. Undiscovered Entrepreneur, episode number 1. Welcome to the Undiscovered Entrepreneur, the podcast where brand new entrepreneurs come to life and could quite possibly be discovered. Join me, DJ Skoob, and the rest of the Skoobelievers as we help these new businesses become a reality. And now, away we go! Hello, everyone, and welcome to Undiscovered Entrepreneur with me, DJ Skoob. And today we're actually going to be talking to Angela Caddy. Now, Angela Caddy is a professional organizer, something I never even thought was a thing, but apparently it's a lot bigger than I thought it was. She owns a company called Architecturally Organized Professional Organizers, and I really like that title because it kind of gives everything right up front there. She's also a member of NAPO, which is a National Source Productivity and Organizing Professionals. And what's really interesting is she actually remembers the exact date that she actually became an entrepreneur. So listen for that. She actually learned from a very young age that she loves to organize things. And you'll get to hear about that too. And also listen really carefully for something kind of funny that happened kind of halfway through there. So listen for that. Anyway, without further ado, let's listen to Angela Caddy. Salutations, everybody. Congratulations to everybody, because this is my very first actual interview I'm doing with somebody right now. So I want to thank Angie for coming out. Hi, Angie.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
All right. Oh, absolutely. Okay, so I got a very main question to ask you here.
Okay.
Are you a Skoobeliever?
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. We have our very first Skoobeliever, everybody. All right. So Angie, she has a business. So what I'm going to do, and it hasn't been very long, because one of the main things that we have going on here is everybody that I talk to is actually going to be less than a year in their business and in their entrepreneur adventure. So, Angie, I want you to tell us a little bit about how long you've actually been in the business and your entrepreneur adventure.
Well, not very long at all. April 19th. So a month and 2 days.
Wow.
April 19th is the day that I said, okay, I'm just going to do this, and started to get the wheels in motion.
Nice. So it hasn't been very long. It's like, we're going to do it and then we're going to do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, right.
My friend of the family, she is helping me actually a little bit. Or not a friend of the family, she is family. She's
Well,
brother's sister-in-law or boyfriend's sister-in-law. And she compares me to a cartoon image of the little babies where you hold them up and you see their feet running in midair. She says, that's me right now. Like,
oh my goodness. Yeah. It's amazing how much energy you get all of a sudden when you actually start doing something so passionately.
Yes.
All right. So let me ask you this. What actually made you start your business? And tell me exactly what your business is.
Well, my business is architecturally organized professional organizers. And as far as what made me do this, I don't know. As far as like inspiration, anything like that, I don't know. I've always loved organizing. When I was little, birthday presents, Christmas presents, I didn't have a job. So birthday presents, Christmas presents for my mother, was organizing things, taking out everything from in the kitchen cabinets and putting everything back the way that I thought that it would work well. I'm from Pennsylvania originally. I live in New Jersey now. I had a roommate when I first moved here. And the first thing I did was take out everything out of the pantry and reorganized her pantry so it would be, just easier to access everything. It's something I've just always done.
So let me get this straight. You had a roommate and they like left or something and they came back and the whole place was like organized to your specifications, right?
Not exactly, not the whole place, just the pantry. Just a couple shelves until she liked it and she's like, is there anything else? And we, I did a little, I think I did a couple little other things, but nothing huge or drastic.
All right. So like the cereals with the cereal and they're all in alphabetical order and that kind of thing?
Yes.
Nice. So how did we translate that into your actual business? I mean, what's the connection?
I'm not sure how to answer that. Like I said, I've just always enjoyed organizing. It's just some people have a knack for making spaces work. We'll say that. And that is, some people don't have the knack. And it's not a bad thing. It's just something that some people aren't built with or they try to do, but for whatever reason, it just never works for them. And that's where I would come in.
Right.
I'd help them, sometimes it's too much stuff. Sometimes, you have to go through and really think, is this something that you use? Is this something that you need? Are you holding on to this because it has a sentimental value? Are you holding on to it because, you're never going to use it? You don't like it, but it was given to you and you feel guilty for throwing it out. You got to, speak with people, talk with people and find out what their reasons are for things and help them develop a system that is going to be beneficial in their lives.
Well, I got to tell you something. I could probably use your talents in here because I got a little dinky space and a lot of stuff. So,
well, I have moved many, many, many times from studio apartments, one-bedroom apartments, sharing apartments, college apartment, dorm type rooms, and I have had itty-bitty spaces. And I won't lie, I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff, and I think that is what helped sculpt me into being an organizer, is making room, trying in my own life, making all my stuff fit.
All right. Okay, so let me ask you a little different question. Now, do you have an influence or somebody that you look up to that kind of keeps you moving, keeps going, keeps you moving forward, that that encourages you?
I mean, not really. I mean, well, okay. I don't want to say no because that's my dog sneezing. I don't want to say no because everybody in my life, my family, my friends, they're all behind me. They're, when I told my mom about it, I joked that she is my one man, I don't know what shouting from the rooftops about me being a marketing person or something. Very supportive. She always has been all my life. So, but motivation wise, my motivation is in a sense, me, like happiness. Happiness is my motivation. Doing what makes me happy, bringing happiness to others. That's my motivation.
Well, bringing happiness to others is kind of what we do as entrepreneurs. We want to, make everybody happy around us, and when they're happy, we're happy, and that's kind of how it works. That's how it works for me, anyway. If I'm helping somebody else out, that makes me feel good about what I'm doing.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So let me ask you a little different question here. I know you're just getting started, and I understand that, but when you get to, I've made it, that when you get to that, when do you know you're there? I mean, is it amount of money that you put together? Is it the amount of people that you help? When do you know you've made it?
That, I think, is a tricky question, only for the fact I feel like, when I made it, I think that's going to be forever changing. Like right now, for when I made it, that would, me feeling like I made it is actually getting in a client base. Like I said, I'm brand new. I've done some bartering work. Mm-hmm. I've done some work for friends who are, they are paying me. So I greatly appreciate that. But it's somebody I know. Like, so for right now, when I made it is when I start getting a client base of people that I've never met and they're seeking me out. I'm going to be, woohoo, very excited on that. But when that time comes, most likely when I made it is going to change. When I made it, I'd work a day job. I have a job. This is something I'm doing on the side right now. Maybe then it's going to be when I don't have that job and this is the only thing I'm doing. That's when I made it. Or, hey, look, I can't do all this myself. I need to start hiring employees. That's when I made it. So I think it's going to be forever changing depending on what stage I'm at.
Yeah, that's really important to know when you get to that point. And that's something I've noticed about most entrepreneurs that I do talk to. They always move on to that next thing. Okay, I've made it to this. Okay, I'm here. Let's move on to this. And it just kind of keeps building and building and growing. And we're changing our goals and our outlook on things to just kind of keep moving. And that's actually a good thing, because that's really what inspires us to keep growing and keep doing what we do. All right. So I know, like I said, you've only been doing this for a little while, but if you actually just happen to come across somebody that's doing the same thing as you, the organization and the architecture kind of thing, is there any advice you'd give them before they get started, or is there anything you would actually tell them about what you do?
Well, as far as advice, it was Monday, April 19th. Like I said, I decided to do it. First thing I did was I went online and I tried to find organizers around me. And my first thought was maybe I would just, I could get, if somebody was hiring or anything. And I contacted a woman and she was very helpful. This is one thing I've learned in the organizing business. A lot of these other organizing professionals out there, they're not you're not working against them. Everybody's working together, which is phenomenal. And the first thing that she told me, and that's the first thing I would tell them, check out NAPO, which is the National Association for Productivity and Organizing Professionals. And they have so much information on there. There's chapter groups that you can join. It was very helpful just reading what all is out there and seeing other people that are doing this. And again, very, very helpful.
Well, that's great. And that's something I've come across too, is at first, when I first wanted to do podcasting, and I'll even go back before that, when I wanted to start becoming an actual DJ and karaoke DJ, which is one of my goals, I was afraid that nobody would want to help me because I'm competition, but as time went on, I'm realizing more and more that people actually genuinely want to help me be who I want to be. And that's actually a brand new feeling for me. I've never felt that before.
It's a wonderful thing.
It really is. So I'm really hoping that keeps up.
The other thing I was going to say, little piece of advice, just go for it, because you're never going to be ready and there's never going to be a right time. Just do it.
Yeah. And, a good kind of mantra to take something like that is, even if you're only doing a little bit a day, which is actually what I'm doing to get to even this far, just a half an hour when you wake up, a half an hour before you go to sleep, anything to get that snowball rolling really makes it. I got to tell you, for 2 years, it's not the right time. It's not the right time. It's not the right time. So now it's the right time. I mean,
exactly.
The time is now. Something to look into would be a book called The Compound Effect. Unfortunately, I can't remember the author of that right now, but that actually goes right into these little things turning into one big thing later on, just having those things come together. So you might want to think about that.
And if you wouldn't mind, maybe shoot that to me in the messenger on Facebook. So that way because I'm not going to remember it.
No, that's okay. What I'm going to do is any kind of help that's mentioned between you and me, like the group that you talked about just a second ago, I'm actually going to put on a website where I put show notes, and we'll put links to everything that we talk about. Okay, but I'll still shoot you that.
Thank you.
Okay. And now we're going to pause to pay some bills. All right, Skoobelievers, do you spend hours on end gathering analytic information for yourself or your company, trying to decipher Google information, social media algorithms, and then make sense of it all? Then having to spend almost the entire day making a chart to present to your managers or partners? Stop the madness with a single press of a button. Elementary Analytics does all the work for you. Elementary Analytics is an online software solution that pulls together all website, search, and social media data you need and presents it to you in a way that you can understand, allowing you to make informed marketing decisions guided by the data. And with a single press of a button, Elementary Analytics produces printable charts that can be used in any presentation. I tried it for myself, and I was blown away by its ease of use and capabilities. Not sure if it'll work for you? Try it risk-free for 14 days with no credit card needed. Just go to ep.1.net. Go to the online store and click on my affiliate link, Elementary Analytics UE, for your 14-day free trial. That's uepodcast.net, then Elementary Analytics. So here's an interesting question, and I actually came across this question just by chance. But let's say, for example, I wanted to hire your services. Mm-hmm. Goodness knows I need somebody to help me organize my stuff. But I'm looking at you, but I'm looking at two other people as well, too, doing the exact same thing you do that are offering the same amount of money and that kind of thing. So what I'd like to know is, how would you set yourself apart between everybody else?
Okay. So in my mind, I'm hoping that my educational background will help set me apart. I have a bachelor's degree of architecture. I have been working in the architectural field for almost 20 years, and I worked part-time, went to school part-time, I worked full-time and went to school part-time. So I've actually been learning. My degree obviously took me longer than a typical 4-year degree because of that. And also you are even outside, since I've graduated, you're continuously learning, in the field, at your job, and with different training sessions that you have. So I've been learning for over 20 years. And, I work with configuring spaces. Granted, they're, 1,200 to 50,000 square feet spaces. It's still configuring spaces and finding out what works for that space. And I feel organizing is space planning, but just in a different format.
Right. Space is space, whether big or small, is still space.
And it's still finding out what that, client needs, what works best for them, because every space is different, every person's different, every project's different. And then not for nothing, right. I feel that you need to be able to, I consider myself a optimistic person. I hope for the best, but I'm prepared for the worst. But you need to be able to, whoever the person, whoever's chosen, if it's me or somebody else, you need to be able to interact with your potential client. You need to be open and understanding of where they're coming from, and be able to have a good repertoire with the person.
Having that connection with somebody, especially someone that might hire you, is really, really important. So I commend you for that. That's actually, I'd hire you in a second over anybody else at this point. So I'm going to move on to another question now. And I heard this question actually on another podcast, and I thought it was a fantastic one. So I'm going to steal it. What is one question you wish I asked you right now?
Probably, do you wish you would have done this sooner?
Okay, so
actually joining the business, because like I said earlier, don't hesitate, just do it, because you're never going to be ready. So I guess that would be that question.
That would be that question. That actually gets into something I heard. It was a proverb that I came across, is the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, but the second best time to plant a tree is today.
Right now.
So there you go. Right now. Exactly. Also, another one that I always come across, especially in this particular instance, we're talking about doing this now. I have my own mantra, but I stole it from my six. Well, he was 6, he's 14 now, but it was something he said, and the kid is just amazingly smart. And he said, I can, I am, I will, and I'm doing it today. And
Okay.
he's actually carried that with him all through junior high school,
Wow.
all through high school.
That's impressive.
It is, it really is. And he's the only one I've ever heard say anything close to that. So I'm gonna give him the props for that one for sure.
Yes.
So yeah, that's all about doing it now. So
Absolutely.
all right. So do you have a goal for yourself in the next 6 months? In 6 months, where do you see yourself?
Well, I hope a lot of things in 6 months. I guess I hope to grow my social media presence, actually, reach more people, obviously. My website, as I mentioned, I'm new, so my website's just getting started. The family member that's helping me, she actually, she's DLO consulting. She does websites. So that's actually part of the thing that helped get me started is I was like, hey, Danielle, I'll do some organizing for you if you help me with the website. So that's where we're at. So she's actually in the process of helping me with my website, which is looking pretty darn good. I'm very pleased with it and excited.
Oh, that's nice.
It used to say under construction. However, I think she did take that down because now we're like smoothing out, odds and ends. She has it up. I've looked at it. I made a couple comments or questions, and she's going to be tweaking those items. But one thing that's not on there yet that I hope to do is get a blog running for it. So in 6 months, my hope is to have that up and to, blog at least once a week or twice a month. I'm not sure yet because I need to figure out, but to have some blogging in there, have some articles, to have some information.
Make sure you organize the time.
Yeah, so I have to put that in my schedule. And then, well, as I mentioned, also I've done bartering work. I've done bartering for friends.
There you go.
But I'm hoping in 6 months that, with all this blogging and social media explosion that's going to happen, I hope to at least maybe have 2 new clients, people that I don't know, people that have found me through my website, through my social media, through the little magnet I just got for my car, something that I said through the little magnet that I just bought for my car. Yeah, I ordered.
Yeah.
I got a brand new pen.
Oh, look at that. For those of you who can't see that are listening to the podcast, but are actually looking on my YouTube channel, she has a black pen with her name and all this stuff right on there. Oh, that's great.
Yes. I'm all excited. I got that. I got business cards, and then I got that magnet for my car. So either way, though, but that is my hope, is to have at least 2 new people who have reached out to me who I've never met that I can.
Right. That's actually another one of the reasons why I put this podcast / YouTube channel together. That way, Angie actually has another set of opportunities for somebody to contact her. So all right. So Angie, what I'm going to do is I'd like to actually get your contact information now. As far as if you want to put out the website right now, you can, or if you want to say your email, this is your time to shine. This is your time to actually do your advertising. So ready, set, go.
Ready, set, go. I have a couple things. So I have a new website that, like I said, is in progress, www.architecturallyorganized.com. And you can find me, again, Architecturally Organized, at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or at gmail.com for emails. And then, I don't know, am I allowed to say the phone number also?
You're absolutely allowed to, as long as you don't mind saying it, because it's going to be actually posted like on YouTube and kind of things. So it's completely up to you. I would probably just stick with the.
Take that out. You'll edit this part out, right?
No, I do very little editing when it comes to the YouTube channel. So.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
All
Well,
right.
we'll leave that out. They'll be able to find it through the other things anyways. So they can, if they want the number to contact, they can find it in another way.
Yeah, they could find your official business phone number
Yes.
on the website there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do with you now, Angie. We will be following up with you in the next 6 months. 6 months. I want to see 2 brand new clients. Yes. Fingers crossed.
I can do
And
this.
I want to see at least 2 blog entries every month in the 6 months. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 12. So I want to see 12 logins on your brand spanking new blog that you're putting together. Okay. Okay. So
Okay.
we're going to do 6 months from today. So I will be contacting you again 6 months from today to see how you're doing. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Everybody, I want to thank you very much. I want to thank Angie for coming out today and letting us talk to her. And hopefully we learned something today. That's kind of the thing here is we want to learn from each other. We want to help each other out. We want to be everything we need to be for each other and hold each other accountable for what we're doing. So if you'd like to follow me, you could find me on Facebook, Skoobeliever, on Twitter as hashtag I am Skoob. I had to find a couple of ways to do it. And if you are actually an entrepreneur that is brand spanking new, less than a year, please contact me. You could email me at pianotieentertainment@gmail.com and put in just basically what you do and how long you've been doing it for. Please, please, please make sure it's under a year. It's very important that I help brand new people. Okay. All right. And thank you so much for coming out. You take care. Okay.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Bye-bye now. All right. Could you actually tell I was really excited? That was my very first interview. Wow. So anyway, Angela was actually great to talk to. She had a lot of energy going on, and apparently her dog wanted to sneeze right in the middle of the whole thing, but that's okay. I thought it was kind of funny, so I left it in there. I didn't want to edit it out. She definitely had a lot of great information. If you find yourself really liking to organize things, I am not very organized, so I'm probably not going to go with it. But if you are an organizer, I definitely suggest looking into the show notes and seeing the information that she has for you as far as that organization that she was talking about. And if you want to possibly even look into getting Angela's services, definitely look her up on her website when it's built. If it is already built, I will definitely link that in the show notes. And remember, if you're a brand new entrepreneur that's just getting started, please drop me an email at uepodcast2021@gmail.com, or I still have my email address at pianotieentertainment@gmail.com. And if you want to see some tools of the trade and some other things I got going on, please visit my website at uepodcast.net. Remember that we actually put a new episode out every other Tuesday. So this next other Tuesday that's coming up, we're going to be speaking to a gentleman that has an amazing software program that he just recently built. So tune in for that. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. And you all have a great day, okay? Hello there. DJ Skoob here. And I just want to personally say thank you for listening to my program. I really hope you learned something. Tune in 2 weeks to listen to another brand new entrepreneur. And remember, I can, I am, I will, and I'm doing it today. As a worker of 2 full-time jobs, running a podcast and coaching, every minute counts in my day-to-day. It's hard to be consistent in any of my social medias. And at this point, I cannot hire a social media manager. Pinnacle AI to the rescue! I've been using Pinnacle AI for a couple of weeks now. I'm seeing big improvements in my outreach and consistency in all my social medias. Do you want to save time and increase your productivity too? Go to tuepodcast.net rise.co/AI for more information. Save yourself time and grow your brand. Try it now and see what it can do for you.
Hello, Skoobelievers. Let me ask you a real quick question. How many cups of coffee have you had today? 3, 5, 7? And let me guess, you've got a Red Bull in the other hand just in case, right? Yeah, I see you. Now, here's the truth bomb nobody wants to hear. You're not building a business. You're building a caffeine dependency. Listen, I get it. When you're grinding 12, 14, 16-hour days, you're building something from nothing. When you've got payroll to meet, investors to impress, and visions that won't wait. You need fuel. But what if I told you that the fuel that you're using is actually slowing you down? What if the very thing that you think is keeping you sharp is actually making you dull? Enter Rise Coffee. This isn't your grandma's mushroom tea. This isn't some hippie wellness trend. This is science meets performance. And here's what makes Rise different. Less than half the caffeine of a regular cup of coffee. But here's the kicker. You won't miss it. 6 organic powerhouse mushrooms, including cordyceps, what Olympic athletes use, and lion's mane, what Silicon Valley biohackers swear by. Sustained energy that doesn't spike and crash. We're talking smooth, clean power from morning to moonlight. Crystal clear focus without the jitters. Imagine closing the deal with calm, confident mind instead of the caffeine chaos. Gut health and immune support, because what's the point of building an empire if you're too sick to enjoy it? So here's the challenge to you. Stop borrowing energy from tomorrow. Stop running on fumes and call it a hustle. Stop wearing your caffeine addiction like a badge of honor. Real entrepreneurs optimize, real entrepreneurs adapt, real entrepreneurs win. You can't win if you're crashing at 2 p.m. while your competition is just getting started. Break the cycle. Head to risesuperfoods.com right now and use code PODNA15 for 50% off your first order. That's PODNA15 for 15% off. Try it for 30 days. If you don't feel the difference, if you don't feel sharper, calmer, more focused, more alive, then go back to your 6-a-day cup habit. But I'm telling you, we won't, because once you feel what real energy feels like, you'll never go back. Ditch the addiction, fuel your empire, and rise up. Rise Coffee, energy that builds, not burns.